accordance with Section 3D of Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of 1975, commonly known as the Sunshine Law. Please stand for the flag. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, for roll call, York,
Here.
Nelson, here, Lindsay is not here yet. Ruth Cotton,
Here.
Coletti,
Here.
Mooney, here, thank you. Mr. Coletti, if you would please stand for the oath of office. Give someone to.
Okay. Down. Either way. You go down and we'll take you both. Yes. You're involved with it. Raise your right hand.
I, Jeff Coletti,
I, Jeff Coletti,
do solemnly
swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and in this state under the authority of the people. So help me God. Thank you.
Can I have a nomination for the appointment of mayor? I nominate Paul Muir for mayor.
Second.
Coletti?
Yes.
Cotton?
Yes.
Lindsay is not here yet. Nelson? Yes. And Leo.
Yes.
May I have an nomination for the appointment of deputy mayor?
Nominate Judy Nelson.
Second.
Second.
Coletti?
Yes.
Cotton?
Yes.
Mr. Lindsay is not here. Nelson? Yes. Muir.
Yes.
Okay. If Mr. Muir and Ms. Nelson would please stand for the oath of office. Yes.
You want it together or separate? Oh. Beautiful. Yeah, exactly.
I, Judy Nelson, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and in this state under the authority of the people, so help me God. Congratulations.
I, Paul Muir, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and in this state under the authority of the people, so help me God.
Whatever you want to take over. Where may you be?
For a motion for the authorization for myself, Paul Newer, and Deputy Mayor Gene Nelson for the solemnization of marriage and civil unions.
I'll make that motion.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
A motion for the authorization of agenda, finance, compliance, and official service reimbursement. Can I have a motion?
I make a motion for the service reimbursement.
Second.
A roll call on this, please.
Letty,
Yes.
Cotton,
Yes.
Lindsay's not here, Nelson,
Yes.
and
Yes.
Okay.
I would introduce the question and answer segment for professional candidates for 2026.
I make a motion for the introduction of the candidates for 2026.
So, for those of you who've been here through our organization in the past, take great pride in Bethlehem Township, especially if it's contested. We invite professionals in to share in person. I also want people to understand how we reorganize. Been sitting here for some time. In the beginning, we would just go through and kind of consent our professionals. This year, we had almost no contested professional designations. So we have very few people that are actually here. We made an invitation to professionals if they'd like to join us. I'm going to run through the professionals and then the positions that are contested, which is only information technology, will be last, and those individuals will present. But Mr. Drakewitz, I'll start with you. You are the only submittal for bond counsel. I know you're online. We've appreciated working with you through the years. So we just want to do a quick introduction and welcome to our Star residency, see who you are.
Again, John Drakewitz from the Gibbons Law Firm, and even though we don't get a chance to talk too much, really, it's a real pleasure to meet the governing body because, as you stated, Mayor, often we don't do that in other municipalities. So I do welcome the opportunity. We've had a great opportunity to work with your Chief Financial Officer, Jennifer Mooney, on matters over many, many, many years. And even though we just worked on one matter this year, it was a pleasure working with her and the rest of the governing body to get the transaction done. We had one net note issuance in 2025 for $137,000 was the size of the note, which is going to be probably paid down, if not in full, mostly full probably in this 2026 budget year. And I just want to say that our firm has enjoyed the opportunity to work with Bethlehem for probably 10, 15, 20 years now. And, appreciate the opportunity to even make a short little presentation so you can see who I am and I can see who you guys are too, visually. So it's much appreciated. And if there's any questions that, the governing body has or Jennifer has, if she's in attendance today, I'd be more than happy to answer anything you might have. But it's again my pleasure to be in front of you today.
Good questions, Mr. Drakewitz.
no, I have none. Hi, John.
Good to see everyone.
Well, thank you for joining us, and I will say, we don't usually interact one time a year, thankfully, with bond counsel, and it's always been a pleasure and smooth process, and this year, we're hoping to intend to pay off all of our debt and be debt-free. So we'll look for other opportunities to work with you down the road, but this year, we're hoping to be able to.
All I can say in public session is Bethlehem Township is too frugal for me.
Well, we appreciate that, and thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
So I'm gonna run through the positions. So Mr. Drakewitz is on the resolution as bond counsel. Brown and Brown Metro is on as insurance. Macy and Crespi is on as prosecutor. Bernstein and Associates is on as alternate municipal prosecutor. Wilhelm and Romarusa is our municipal public defender. Wilhelm and Romarusa are also the planning board attorney, different attorneys, same firm. Van Cleef is our designated planning board engineer. However, the planning board makes their own determination, but we include them in the resolution as a township committee authorizing that. Same thing for planning board planners, hired Rule and Associates. The auditor is Supley Clooney and Company. Township attorney is Sawal Shaw. Mr. Urbanek is with us. I don't know if there's anything, Mr. Urbanek, you wanted to share.
Just my name is Mike Rodnick. I'm a partner at Satellite Rock Law Firm. I grew up here in Pittstown. I live locally in Alexandria Township. And I'm a firm of right now we're 16 lawyers. We just brought another municipal lawyer aboard. We right now have about 30 municipalities that we represent in some capacity. mostly in Somerset, Middlesex, and Hunterdon County. So I've been an attorney here for several years, and I absolutely love working with this town. It's fantastic. And I'm here to answer any questions, and call me. If you have a legal question, email me, I'll answer it in a day or two.
Hey, Mr. Guy, it's been a pleasure working with you so far. Municipal planners hired Rule and Associates. And the last, uncontested position is, animal control, so Robert Polganera. Good. Community Animal Control, so, everyone just introduce yourself.
Sure, yeah. My name is Robert Laganera. Most people just call me Robbie. I am the sole animal control officer and owner of Community Animal Control. And I cover 15 towns in Warren County. You guys are about 15 minutes from my base. I live in Franklin Township. I have two deputies now. I have a new deputy starting this Saturday. I've done this job for 13 years now, I think. It is my full-time job. It is my life. I'm attached to my phone. I can't go to the grocery store with my wife in the same car. I can't go to my in-laws same time in the same car. Take a separate car everywhere I go. So if I get dispatched, I gotta run. But I do have a deputy now that's gonna start working weekends for me. And I'm partnered with Animal Control Solutions as my backup to the backup. So if I'm ever unavailable and my deputy's unavailable, I pay Animal Control Solutions to come out as well. So with me, you get like 25 animal control officers actually. So I know I've heard stories from this town in the past about non-response for calls and things like that. So you can expect that to stop happening at this point. I do come out for wildlife. It has to be specific though. I don't get the squirrels out of your attic and stuff like that, but if you have a raccoon in your front yard having a seizure, I'm gonna come and get that. I'm gonna just leave that. If anyone has any questions, obviously I'm always available. Go ahead, yeah.
What did you find, in this particular incident was a dead fox?
The
On the property, what would you?
post-mortem, there's not really a lot of health risks.
Statement?
Yeah, so post-mortem, there's not really a health risk of you getting rabies from that or anything like that. So we don't typically pick those up. Technically, because I'm a private contractor, I can if you paid me to do it.
What would
It's
you
not part of it.
suggest?
I don't charge the town to do that, is what it is.
What would you suggest for a neighbor?
Bag and trash, it's the safest.
Bag and trash.
Bag and trash, yeah. Bag and trash, if you don't want scavengers coming into your yard, particularly itself. Bird flu is a little different, I'm picking those up. Because it's time of year with the temperatures, the avian flu virus is actually transmittable to another animal post-mortem. So when I'm getting the snow geese and the Canadian geese sick of bird flu, I'm picking those up. Because fox can get into that and get bird flu. Another bird can get near it, get bird flu. So this time of year, unfortunately, it's the second year of it. But with those, it's a little bit different. I'm helping the state try to keep that from spreading as much as we can. So we're trying not to get any more bald eagles going down with it and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. But other than that, dead wildlife is usually considered a pest job technically. So yeah, if it's in the road, it's the road department, but if it's on your property, it's technically, if it's a domestic animal, I think that. So you know, a dead cat in your yard, I have to get that. So
Domestic in the sense of a licensed animal?
like a pet, yeah, so cat, dog, I have to pick that up, yeah.
Domestic.
I'm picking that up, scan it for a chip, see if it belongs to somebody, see if I can get it back to them. But, you know, that groundhog in your yard, I don't. There's a lot, I do this different than your previous ACO. I know ill word stores anyone else, but this is my full-time job, this is all I do. And a lot of us that do these jobs, we only do one town here or there. We can't make it up doing just that job, so we have another job, so it's kind of hard to do this full-time that way. But I eventually started really rolling this into being a full-time job by working for so many towns. Keeps me busy. So, any other questions?
Thank you for being here.
No problem.
I will share, you know, what's more than, but even though we may not appreciate this, but if it's not too far in on your lawn, I mean, there's some, we'll help out, as a town, there's some limitations, but we'll try to help as we can as well, as needed. Alright, so, that takes us through all of the professional positions that would be part of the resolution up until information technology professional. There were 3 bids submitted. When I go through the list as they were presented to me, so Joshua Weiss from Alabama. If you could stand up and share, if you want to come up to the front, in front of the owl. This way the microphone can pick it up best. And
Over here is okay? Ish.
actually, yeah, you're fine.
My name is Josh Weiss. My company is called Teliac. We started in 2012. We actually started as software developers. We've developed a lot of software for some pretty big companies, including Walmart, Barnes and Noble. Around 2017, our office happens to be right across the street from a city hall in Linden, New Jersey. And through a very bizarre set of coincidences, we were motivated to apply for IT contracts with the city, and we started winning them. Since then, we've expanded. We do IT, we do cybersecurity. We've migrated many legacy systems, including voice over IP and legacy infrastructure to the cloud. We now provide the entire gambit of technology services from IT to cybersecurity training, network engineering. I myself have a master's of science in cybersecurity operations and leadership. I have another member on my team also has a master's in cybersecurity. And every member on my team has a myriad of IT and cybersecurity certificates, depending on what the work calls for and where we have them assigned to. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. If anyone has questions, I'm happy to answer.
So I think the major component for us is the pricing structure. If you can
Right.
share that with the committee.
Yeah. So when we start working with a government agency, very often we're prompted to provide some sort of hourly rate, which we do. The problem with providing hourly rates is that we're usually told, okay, we want you to be here maybe 1 to 4 hours, every so often, like they'll give us a period of like an amount of time if they want to see us. And what we find is that we get called a lot for basic tech support issues, and we never really get an opportunity to get to know the infrastructure of the organization. And so we like providing flat monthly fee services because we don't have to worry about making sure that there's someone available to field your call, right? So let's say at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, if we get a phone call at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, now I have to dispatch someone out. And if I don't have enough staff, I might end up having to pay more to that person to make sure that he can get to you within a reasonable time. I know that the industry standard is supposed to be 4 hours, but if we can't get to your place of business or your government agency within an hour or less, we're not going to apply for the contract because it means we can't get to you in a reasonable amount of time. But when we provide flat monthly fee structures, then I know exactly who's on our team. I know exactly who's been assigned to you, and they have dedicated amounts of time that they have to come in here and be present physically on site, even if it's not part of the original requirements. We want to be on site because we want to get to know your infrastructure, even if you tell us, hey, we don't want to improve this, we're happy the way it is, we're still going to make ongoing recommendations and say, hey, we noticed this and this, we recommend that and that. Here's what it would cost. Let us know if you want this to be put in our project calendar. As far as the amount that we charge, it's based on a whole variety of things. We try to figure out what it will cost us in order to provide the service. So very often we can do that if we know the number of machines that you have, if we know the number of employees that you have. Sometimes we can determine it just based on the number of residents, but it's never quite perfect. And so very often year one might be a bit of a learning curve. We'll never charge more than the amount that we said. We'll provide the service for the amount that we said, even if we're breaking even if we lose money in the beginning. But based on our estimate, this was a number that we felt comfortable with, that we could provide service for the township of Bethlehem. So if you have specific questions, like I'm happy to answer them.
So what would your onboarding look like? You said, your structure and all that type of stuff, so.
So let's say you were to go with Teliac. So we'll set up a meeting where me and several members of my team would come out. We'd love to spend a couple of days going, meeting the department heads, meeting the employees, seeing what type of equipment you have, understanding where your switch rooms are, where you basically getting a lay of the land. If you have paperwork, like if we have if our predecessors, did a very good job in mapping out network topology, then our work, our initial, review becomes a lot shorter. Because we then don't have to figure out answers to questions that we don't know the answer to. But very often, we find that our predecessors don't, have all of the documentation that we normally would want. And so we have to create it on our own, which is really understanding your infrastructure to make sure that you're safe and productive at the same time. If we spend more time, it just means that we don't understand the infrastructure, and we'll make suggestions along the way, and we may ask questions, say, hey, can you tell us why this is the way it is? We're not gonna question it from the perspective of, okay, this is wrong, or this is bad, but we want to understand the things that led to the current state of infrastructure. We like to have regular interaction with department heads and their team members. And so even if it's not our requirements, we will come out on a regular basis. We like to be on site at least once a week, so we understand the people and we understand the type of work that they do, and so that we can better understand their needs.
So your monthly, you said it's based on basically size.
Yeah.
Because you mentioned department heads and stuff, but you pretty much got them here right now, we're small.
Right.
You're looking at, forget how many machines on this side, 9 machines, is
I
that?
was gonna say 8 offhand, but maybe
Yeah,
9.
8 or 9 machines, and then we got Jeff's over in,
It's done and,
Yeah.
they don't come under our infrastructure.
yeah.
Yeah. 6 machines? Yeah, so like you said, you come out once a week, I don't think something like that
It's
is needed, but.
even if it's not needed, it's something that we like to do. When we take on a new client, we want to get to know you very, very well, because we're hoping that you become a long-term client. The more we know about what you need and when you need it, the easier it is for us to respond. If you decide to go with us, I'm sure our competitors have similar software. We would install these like remote agents that allow us to provide remote support when necessary. And for the most part, most of like desktop support stuff is usually handled remotely. But we still like to be on site to get to know the infrastructure, to get to know the people, so we understand what you need. If it turns out that we see that, hey, we don't need to charge this much in order to do a great job, then if there's another RFQ next year and we reply to it, we would charge less. It's that simple. I mean, there's a litany of questions that I would normally ask, but, I wouldn't ask those questions until after we know if we're going to be working together. Questions like cybersecurity training needs, existing cybersecurity infrastructure, things of that nature. I know that the contract that we applied for, is strictly IT, and IT should not be confused with cybersecurity or information security. But there are a lot of overlaps, and when possible, and if it doesn't cost us more than what we're doing, we like to provide that extra layer of service if we can, and when we can.
Any other questions from committee members?
Thank you very much. Thanks for the opportunity.
Next is Rich Scheid, who's from Comcast and who you're advising. Welcome. You'd like to introduce yourself and share a brief overview of your presented services. I do believe that you did provide a rate sheet.
Yeah. Thank you very much. My name is Rich Scheid. I'm part of the government education team at Comcast. 15 years with Comcast on the enterprise level. I'm in New Jersey. We have a long relationship with Bethlehem. One of the things we basically designed this government education team for was to give our municipalities, our public sector clients a better support, a better support structure, regardless of the size. We want to develop a true partnership. We currently provide some connectivity from an internet standpoint for the township. Dedicated internet, it's becoming more critical for a variety of different solutions. Obviously, a Zoom call, cloud applications, cameras, videos. We've upgraded and expanded the network in and around Bethlehem. We did it quite a few years ago when we brought it into the Hoppack and Conley schools, local school district. I worked with them years ago. So we have a facility that is a major upgrade over the traditional residential grade Comcast internet access. Um, the township participates in a state cooperative, which they can take advantage of. So from a pricing standpoint, through the ESCNJ, Educational Services Commission in New Jersey, Comcast is an awardee, so all our solutions, whether it's internet access, telephone, voice over IP, connectivity between sites, all can be covered under one state contract. So I can answer. I put together a proposal. I provided it to Jennifer and Christine. It just basically gives, overlay of Comcast. Like you said, we do provide a level of service already. Um, we have a lot of experience in the area. Obviously, I mentioned the local school district, whether it's Washington Township up in Morris. Near Long Valley or Clinton Township off Route 31. Comcast, as an enterprise level provider, can provide a true, total solution for voice, data, internet, security solutions, and love to get more involved with how Comcast can secure. We have a government affairs group that negotiates the local franchise agreement and work with them. So, um, just want to introduce myself and um, appreciate the opportunity.
On your rate sheet, the contract term is 36 months, so as a municipality, you still have to bid annually. Is there a 12-month option, and does that change the bid price?
Traditionally, our customers sign for 24, 36, and 60-month periods of time. Give you an example, your current internet is out of contract right now, so uh, we can renew that. You can keep it as is. The price doesn't change, but a 12-month agreement for traditional internet services or voice over IP will go through our finance group, and we wouldn't have a problem, you know, uh, working with the township on like a 12-month agreement, but traditionally 24, 36. I know townships have a tendency to shy away from 60-month agreements.
Questions?
I would imagine all the onboarding, everything is pretty much same standard plans and.
For your staffing wise from Comcast for onboarding, would you have
Yeah, like,
staff members come out on site to evaluate what we have to start? Or
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, for let's say a voice over IP solution, we determine how many handsets and we call them seats and locations. Internet access, when we bring in our fiber service, we do a site survey. Basically, our construction team will go out and determine where our facilities are at on the pole and where the customer intends or would like to bring them in to connect to their internal equipment. So our support is onshore. Our customers get an assigned project manager. If you're familiar with residential grade service, it's usually go to the Xfinity store or call into our support line. But all on a government side with the government support team, you have a project manager assists with a kickoff call, implementation, timeline for installation of any new type of services or any type of upgrades. Um, and support is like I said, onshore and then obviously local with the government education team.
and what about help desk? What kind of help desk support do we receive?
The help desk support is onshore. our help desk is 24 by 7, 7 days a week. Comcast has a couple different tools. Customers can open a ticket. For instance, if your internet is down, you need to open up a ticket for whatever reason. You can do it a couple different ways through the portal. You're not calling into the traditional small business number where, if you're down, we have to open up a ticket, try to find Comcast tech in the area. Enterprise level gets a higher degree of support and response time. We have a service level agreement that says that we start paying credits if a service is out for a period of time. And with our internet, we monitor the equipment 24 by 7 so we can determine if there's any type of outages or any type of downtime. The ESCNJ State Cooperative is a great vehicle for municipalities to purchase off of without having to go out to bid. Comcast secured that several years ago. We've had a lot of success with school districts taking advantage of now public entities, municipalities, counties, MUAs, so forth. Actually, Bethlehem took advantage of it a bunch of years ago. So.
Question, your quote states 200 megabits per second.
Yeah, that's that. I in the proposal I put together pricing through our ESCNJ State Cooperative. That's a 200 meg up and down. So right now, the cable modem service you have is 1,000 meg down and but only 35 meg up. And it's great for uploading. It's great for download and basic email and web browsing. But when you start throwing some of the other applications on, cloud-based video, Zoom calls, that type of stuff. So there's a variety of different bandwidths based on pricing. Once the service is installed, it's easy to upgrade. There's no new equipment, no additional costs involved to do any type of installation. So, it's a long-term solution. Basic cable is somewhat getting retired. Comcast isn't going out trying to upgrade a cable network. We're trying to bring more customers onto the fiber-based services. So, and then if you do go with the fiber service, then the cable can be disconnected or it can be downgraded. No penalties, no termination penalties. So it's definitely when you say 200 meg, it's 200 meg is up, 200 meg is down. Symmetrical bandwidth.
Comcast have fiber service in Bethlehem Township?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Does Comcast have fiber service available in Bethlehem Township?
Yes, we do. We brought it into the local school district. So we deployed it years ago, and it's
So it's just to the school district, it's not to the residents or anything, correct?
the residents can take advantage of it. We don't proactively build it out. Basically, it's not like FiOS where a Verizon will look to just build out an area knowing that they're going to get the revenue. So a customer that wants dedicated, it's very rarely you don't see any residents look for it, but it's an enterprise business level service. But yes, we build it out and we bring it right into the building. So it's on the poles outside, and then we would bring conduit and pull it into your facility.
So if we were to engage in a contract, are there any services, pricing, or packages that would be available to the residents of Bethlehem Township?
The existing cable customers in the area, the people that use Comcast, they'd have to. I don't know where the local Xfinity store is. I don't handle residential service, but we've negotiated some things with our local government affairs group, so I can engage them. I know in the case of Township, we provided one free cable drop per building. There's some other, some other government affairs.
I'll jump in before you, so it's somewhat mutually exclusive, so we're looking for services for us as sort of a business entity. And then the Comcast is, and not to be offensive, but essentially a monopoly, at least in our area, so they come in and we negotiate with government affairs every few years, and as part of that, that's the time that we can ask for things for the broader residents, and then often that includes things for the school, more so than anything else. But it's a separate, like, I don't think we can negotiate that here as part of this.
But if we were to go with Comcast and we wanted to go with fiber, we have to pay to have fiber go to the municipal building, like the schools. You said the schools have fiber, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. They're both connected together and they share an internet connection that we deployed in one of the sites.
So if the municipality was to get it here at the municipal building, I don't think we have fiber optic line here. Would there be a cost to the municipality to run the fiber optic line and connect the building to a fiber optic line? What would that cost be, or is that cost included in the setup here? I mean, we're pretty far from the school, so it's not like we're right around the corner.
Yeah, so our service is called a lit fiber service. For give you an example, if you had a DPW across town, and instead of them going out and getting their own internet connection and you guys having your own, we can provide a lit fiber service. So basically we can connect buildings together, whether it's a fire, police, Department of Public Works, maybe a senior center. That's traditionally what we call a wide area network. So the fiber can not only be used for internet access, but it can connect a critical location. If that DPW wants to get back to, let's say, a server at a host site, we can provide a lit fiber service where we provide point-to-point connectivity. So again, it's a dedicated symmetrical bandwidth. DPW would come in through your firewall at town hall, and that's how they would get out to the internet.
That's not what I'm asking, though. I'm just asking if there's no fiber optics to this building.
No, it's right.
Why are we network?
Okay. I don't know this stuff. That's why I'm asking. I don't know how this fiber optic stuff works. All right.
Yeah, we would we would bring it into the building.
And the cost would be on us to pay for that, or would they include that?
No, there's no upfront construction costs required. So you just have to basically buy a service, a monthly recurring charge, and for instance, that 200 meg that would satisfy not having to pay any type of upfront construction for us to build it.
Yes, my question is 200 meg enough with what we want to do with video coming forward and then also automating a lot of the stuff on the website, and making things easier? Is that enough bandwidth? Again, we're doing WebExes here, there are meetings, is that going to be enough?
I think that would be a good foundation to start out with, maybe 300,
But the
400
website is
mega.
not part of the build, isn't even run from the building. Website runs from servers in New York City. Has nothing to do with this.
I'm sorry, Lou, say that again?
I said the website has nothing to do with this. The website runs from servers in New York City.
New York City, or?
This would just be like managing Zoom, emails, webinars.
Our biggest problem here has been route.
Yeah.
That's what we've struggled with. You know, sometimes we lose connections and stuff.
But not. The router, no.
Yeah, router's not, I just connected mine. Yeah, well.
So that's where I don't think anybody here would be able to help us with the routing. Right.
So,
have to get an upgrade.
but my other question would be, and maybe you can answer this better than, so that connection that they were talking about, if Comcast goes down, you connect the other type of connection, that wide area network, help with that?
Well, Comcast goes down, it goes,
It goes
it
down.
goes down.
Comcast line goes down.
Yeah,
Still,
like, say,
whether
this
it's
is,
optic or not.
this is hypothetical, but if we were like somehow patch into the schools, it wouldn't be like if Comcast goes down, but it can go down at the schools and we would still be fine here, we would.
Any other questions, Mr. Shea? Okay, thank you for your time
Thank you.
and in-depth explanation. And our third IT professional is Carl Mazanti from Mazanti Technology.
Thank you for having me today.
Our current provider.
And it's a benefit to going through. So Carl Mazanti from Mazanti Technologies founded the organization in 2001. We own our office space, have no debt, haven't raised our rates in 25 years. And I'll talk a little bit louder. We love Bethlehem, and it's been such an honor to be of service and to be ongoing of service. I can answer some of the things that we've talked about today, everything from connectivity to some things that we've talked about for projects inside the environment. So for a secondary link for the stability, we've been deploying Starlink to customers because even just like there's not cellular service here, Starlink works. The connectivity is pretty good and it's price efficient, not only for a residential person, but to keep the internet running. We have the firewalls inside of the environment, so we could tell you the bandwidth usage across the 6 people inside of the environment. A Zoom call or a Teams call without content is typically 100 kilobytes, which is very, very tiny. If you're sharing content, you're about at 5 megs. So even if all of you were on a separate Zoom call that was totally separate, sharing content at the same time, currently what you have is enough. There's no servers running inside of here that are currently delivering some of the services out to others that would use large amounts of bandwidth. So your inbound bandwidth of a gigabyte is very desirable for, especially as we start to look at MCI and some of the others that will go to the cloud instead of running inside the environment. It's one of the things to consider for the year to come is moving the last server that is sitting on premise potentially to the cloud in the coming year. So a secondary supplier, so just like looking at Starlink, would be a good option for a secondary internet connection, where as long as Cablevision will still support your low cost cable line without the need to go to fiber, I would use that as long as you can. And if you have to go to fiber, they have to, while there's no cost for the build out, they do have to recover the cost somehow. So the fiber is definitely more stable. We'll tell you during the course of Hurricane Sandy, our fiber customers were still up and running, where the traditional cable ones were a lot of the repeaters went underwater or they lost power. So you had outages with the fiber lines because it was driven by light and there was nothing. You didn't need the repeaters along the way. They were more stable. I look at the yellow OEM over there and I think of those moments. But Starlink was up and running. That wouldn't be a challenge because it's here to the sky for stability. Other things we've talked about doing with the town. So you have this beautiful park. Inside of the park, you can't police it all the time. So we've talked about putting a camera inside of the park. My firm currently services about 10% of the state. So some of the benefit of that is the policies and items that we have fit very well inside of municipalities. Just like our rate across all of our professional services is the same rate. So whether you get a network architect that's got 20 years of experience, or you get someone that's new to the bench, you're paying the same rate across them. So that can be like a 60% discount in some of our services when you get the different staff. So it's a huge advantage for municipalities. One of the other reasons for mentioning that is what we'll do, Weehawken or Atlantic City or some of these other deployments that we just did, southeastern Pennsylvania, SEPTA's Transit Authority build out for their whole municipal network or their whole corporate headquarters, 1234 Market Street. We have things that we can offer to you, like the cameras looking at the park, and it can differentiate between kids having fun kicking a soccer ball and a fight breaking out, where it'll alert the county police department or the police in the area to say, hey, there's something happening inside of the park. And it's not just, we need to bring animal control out to help out for the thing, but you can hear the different sounds. And there's so many possibilities available to that land coming out, not only with the potential of an upgrade on some of the accounting systems that are running core systems here. But years ago, there wasn't this thing called AI or any of those being even considered. So for small amounts of funds, because right, we've got a 2% cap that we need to keep inside it for our budgets, which is another thing to say, because we haven't raised our rates in 25 years. We tend to stay within a tight budget, other than you might buy more equipment or decide we're going to upgrade the audiovisual equipment inside of here or the phone systems where there would be some sort of capital expenditure for that. Most of our municipal budgets stay in a very narrow band. So if you look at some of the first customers we picked up 18 to 21 years ago in the municipal space, customers today, references on our website. For connections here, so DPW has complained a little bit about some of the internet line. We've given proposals to run dedicated lines from the municipal building here, just over here to the other building here to help out with some of the routers. So if that was something that we could get approval for this year, I think it would be quite helpful for them. It would also reduce some of the expenses. So we had done the break even. It was over a year to break even. But if there was a capital expenditure to do that, you would see a reduction in expenditure second year, third year and beyond, because you now own that line. The mesh network that was being talked about by Cablevision, Comcast, was they would run the lines and revenue lines. In this case, we had contractors come out and talk about running the line between the building and the town of home. It would be run once, and DPW or others can do the trenching. We have the cost for just to run the line where you're not paying us to do some of the trenching because you have employees that can do those jobs. Anyway, thank you for the opportunity, and hopefully you choose us again for another year of service. Questions? Yeah.
This will be unique to you since you are our current provider.
Okay.
Billing has been kind of confusing.
Okay.
We just got the bill, Jen, July, August.
Yeah, I got 3 separate bills, the July and August, September. For the service, which obviously you guys do the work.
Yeah.
But for it to just come in now, so now for budgeting, you know, wasn't in our budget, so now we need to do another budget transfer, because we did go over with the onboarding and offboarding, you know, it was not your, you know, but it's just the cost of what we didn't know what those expenses were gonna be with the other company, you know, the offboarding. So anyway, so that was like my main.
Right, but and it happened twice, right? Didn't we get one a couple of months ago?
Yeah.
From the spring.
From April.
So it's hard for us to keep track or even remember exactly what work was done for which, you know, which thing. So that would be something that, you know, if we were to choose you again,
Would massively improve.
we
the
would
coming
need
year.
to
Yep.
improve. That was something, yeah, and maybe it's just me this year that, with the Windows 11 upgrade and Windows 10 no longer being supported, and all of our machines, maybe, I'm trying to gather my thoughts, just give me a second. Seemed to go all at once. It was, we seem to have a lot of capital expenditures this year, a lot of new machines. Something happened to the printer over in, our zoning officer. That printer wasn't very old. I think it was 2 years.
Yeah.
So that was, maybe it's just so coincidental that so many things happened in 1 year, but it just seemed like, I don't know, that things just seemed to break.
This year.
So that was.
Be electrical. There's a ton of things that could potentially cause that many, because on the printer standpoint, we're not doing currently any maintenance or support on the printer. So when something like that dies, could be the user behavior, there's like a ton of things that could potentially happen on it. I do want to talk about invoicing. So When they originally had put your rate in, they had done it only on agreements and not on professional services. Because it was gonna come out at a higher rate, it got held. And then, it just sat there until they applied the rate for you for the discounted rate, and then all the invoices released at the same moment. Once that, now that is set, you'll see the regular cadence of the invoices come every month, guaranteed.
We were getting the normal one.
The normal monthlies were going just fine, because they had locked the rate. But on the other ones, it was getting an exception because you were being charged a commercial rate. And it wasn't going to allow it because it wasn't getting approved. And then the moment they locked your discounted rate as a municipality, that's when they all went out. So I'm sorry for that.
I was just a little surprised. It was.
Yeah. Which, I know that some capital expenditures for the year were higher, so we tried to offer up some options of everything from chairs and furniture and everything else that we had coming out of other to help you out. I mean, we know the municipality needs to keep it a tight budget range, so wherever we can, we always try and find some level of savings.
Okay. I think that's all I have.
Questions?
No.
Thank you. for the opportunity.
You wanna turn, discuss? Can I have a motion to enter executive session, discuss a contract issue?
I make a motion to go into executive session.
Second. All in favor? Aye. No decisions will be made in executive session. We will remove ourselves and go. A motion then to re-enter public session.
I make a motion to re-enter public session.
Second. All in favor? Aye. And we will, have a motion to adopt resolution 2026-15 for professional services under the fair and open process, the appointment of 2026 Township professionals. I'll read them off one more time for the resolution, including the awardee for IT. So bond counsel, John Drakewitz of Gibbons PC, insurance, Brown and Brown Metro, prosecutor, Macy and Kresge, alternate municipal prosecutor, Bernstein and Associates, municipal public defender, Wilhelm and Romarosa, planning board attorney, Wilhelm and Rosa, planning board engineer, Van Cleef, planning board planner, hired rural associates. Again, they will make their own determination, but their bids are cleared through the township committee. Auditor, Suppley Clooney and Company, township attorney, Sal Shaw, Mr. O'Brien. Municipal planner, hired rural associates, IT professional, Zanti Technologies, and community animal control as animal control officer. Can I have a motion to accept resolution 2026-15?
I make a motion to accept resolution 2026-15 for professional services as posted.
Okay. All in favor? Aye. Congratulations to all of our professionals. Mr. Zanti, I'm gonna ask, since we're continuing on, we would like to schedule a meeting with the IT professional that we assigned to Bethlehem, and if you could attend that meeting as well. Mr. Coletti is new to our committee, but has a long career in information technology, and will be one of our point people with Ms. Nelson and our administrator. So we have a little more depth on the bench, or I should say a lot more depth on the bench. And we'd like to set parameters and best understand how we were gonna work together in 2026. Thank you for all who did apply for the bids. We do appreciate that and encourage you to apply in future years as well for review. Thank you. Continue with the agenda, which is a variety of appointments. Some I'll need votes on, others I will or mayoral appointments. So can I have a motion to approve the CADBA liaison with expiration of term December 31st, 2026, formerly held by Tyler Eisinger, would be now John Jimenez.
I make that motion.
Second. All in favor? Aye. A motion to appoint, I'm gonna do some of these together. Affordable Housing Coordinator with an expiration of term December 31st, 2026, myself, Paul Muir, and Affordable Housing Liaison with an expiration of term December 31st, 2026, Christine Dispenza.
I make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to appoint Clean Communities Coordinator, expiration of term December 31st, 2026, Judy Nelson.
I make that motion.
Second, sorry.
Good job. All in favor?
Aye.
Appreciate that, Mr. Flaherty, jumping in. Designated person with an expiration of term December 31st, 2026, Christine Dispenza.
Make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Deputy Municipal Clerk with an expiration of term December 31st, 2026, Anita Weingart.
I make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to adopt, I'm gonna put these together as well. Dawn Catalyst's official expiration of term December 31st, 2026, Monica Chalet. Code enforcement official, expiration of term December 31st, 2026, Sarah Knies. Township administrator, expiration of term December 31st, 2026, Jennifer Mooney. Municipal Alliance coordinator, expiration of term December 31st, 2026, Paul Muro.
I make a motion for all those.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
These do not take a vote to the mayoral appointments to the Economic Development Committee with an expiration of term December 31st, 2028, Judy Nelson. Also, mayoral appointment to the Economic Development Committee, expiration of term December 31st, 2027, Jose Maderos. Mayoral appointment to the Economic Development Committee, expiration of term December 31st, 2028, Leo Judice.
I make that motion.
That's not so.
No, I see what you're doing.
I do need a motion for municipal court administrator with expiration of term December 31st, 2026, Donna Sertich, and violations clerk, expiration of term December 31st, 2026, Anita Delfragger.
I make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Well, going back to mayoral appointments to the Environmental Commission Chair, expiration of term December 31st, 2026, Oliver Grimstall. Mayoral appointment to the Environmental Commission, expiration of term December 31st, 2028, formerly held by Charlie Kyle, Jose Reyes. Mayoral appointment to the Environmental Commission, expiration of term December 31st, 2028, Patricia Conley. And we have two vacancies on the Environmental Commission, so I always put out, if anybody would like to join our Environmental Commission, please let me know, and we will add you to the team there. So they meet once a month, and they're one of the most active committees and an advisory committee to the planning board. I have a motion to approve to the green team with an expiration of term December 31st, 2026, Judy Nelson.
I make that motion.
Second. All in favor? Aye. Again, there are two vacancies to the green team. I may suggest this year, maybe a quiet year, because I think the green team would be more working with Sustainable Jersey,
Correct.
which is revamping their program for 2027. So it might be a good year to be group, but it also may not be that active, but I still encourage others to step up if they would like to, and we can take a vote to add you. And we have a motion to appoint as the group home liaison, the expiration of term December 31st, 2026, formerly held by Robert Kenny, Mr. Paul Lindsay Jr.
I make that motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Same. Can I request more consistent reports? In that role?
Sure, can I request the information?
We will, Mr. Spencer will get that too, thank you. So, I have a motion to statutorily appoint the municipal planning board of class one, expiration of term December 31st, 2026. This would be, appointed, mayor, which was myself this year, so a motion to appoint Paul Muir as the class one.
I make that motion.
Second. On favor?
Aye.
It's a wonky one, it's written. Mayoral appointment to the municipal planning board as a class two member, representing and liaison with the environmental commission to the municipal planning board with expiration of term December 31st, 2027, Jose Reyes.
Make that motion.
Second. All in favor? Aye. Township committee appointment, municipal planning board is class three, this is the other township committee member. The expiration of term December 31st, 2026, formerly held by Judy Nelson, Mr. Jack Clay.
I make that motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
A motion for, actually, I'm sorry, this is a mayoral appointment, so mayoral appointment to the municipal planning board is a class four member, expiration of term December 31st, 2029, Mr. Philip Bellin, who has a long service record, thank you for that. The planning board, there are two planning board vacancies as well, and these are mayoral appointments, so please reach out to me if you're interested in serving on the planning board in those roles. Continuing mayoral appointments, the Muscatine River Council, expiration of term December 30. Oh, I did, yes. Can I have a motion to accept as municipal planning board secretary, expiration of term December 31st, 2026, Monica Shalet.
I make that motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Mayoral appointment to the Muscatine River Management Council with expiration of term December 31st, 2026, myself. Mayoral appointment to the Muscatine River Management Council, alternate number 1, expiration of term December 31st, 2026, formerly held by Steve DiLorenzo, Judy Nelson. And mayoral appointment to the Muscatine River Management Council, alternate number 2, expiration of term December 31st, 2026, formerly held by Judy Nelson, Richard Job, who may or may not know a thing or two about the Muscatine River. I have a motion to adopt as the overseer of civil rights, expiration of term December 31st, 2026, Ms. Christine Dispenza.
I make that motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
We're gonna put these 3 together. Can I have a motion to adopt as Office of Emergency Management Chair, expiration of term December 31st, 2028. Paul Lenzi, Office of Emergency Management Deputy, expiration of term December 31st, 2026. Ken Balcom, and 911 Coordinator, expiration of term December 31st, 2026. Ken Balcom.
I make that motion.
Second. All in favor? Aye. I have a motion to appoint as the Open Space Committee Chair, expiration of term December 31st, 2026, John Jimenez.
I make that motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
I'll add there are 2 open seats on the Open Space Committee. I'm sure John would be happy to have people join him. Also recognizing John's long-term service, and he was awarded a Volunteer of the Year this year partially for that service as his Open Space Committee. Bethlehem Township has preserved over 2,000 acres of land with I think we have maybe 2 or 3 properties that we can still preserve and would be happy to if we can work something out. As Pace Fund Commissioner, I have a motion to accept Rich Cotton with an expiration of term December 31st, 2026, and Deputy Fund Commissioner, expiration of term December 31st, 2026, Paul Muir.
I make that motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Perk text witness official, I have a motion to accept Lola Bird with an expiration of term December 31st, 2026, with the alternate being Van Cleef Engineering for an expiration of term December 31st, 2026.
I make that motion.
Second. All in favor? Aye. I have a motion to appoint as Public Agency Compliance Officer, expiration of term December 31st, 2026, Christine Dispenza.
I make that motion.
Second. All in favor? Aye. I'll put these together as well. You know, a motion to adopt Public Information Committee Chair, with expiration of term December 31st, 2026, Christine Dispenza. Public Information Committee Governing Body Representative, expiration of term December 31st, 2026, Paul Muir. Public Information Committee, expiration of term December 31st, 2026, Judy Nelson. Public Information Committee ex officio, expiration of term December 31st, 2026, Michael O'Brien.
I make that motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
A motion to accept Public Works Supervisor with an expiration of term December 31st, 2026, Jeff Lee.
Make that motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
And make a motion to accept as Recreation Commission Chair, expiration of term December 31st, 2028, Paul Muir. Recreation Commission Co-Alternate, expiration of term December 31st, 2026, Richard Cotton. Recreation Commission Coordinator, expiration of term December 31st, 2028, Paul Lenzi Jr.
Make that motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
I make a motion for, to appoint as Recycling Coordinator with expiration of term December 31st, 2026, Jeff Lee. Recycling Committee, Hunter County SWAC Liaison, expiration of this term December 31st, 2026, Jeff Lee. Recycling Committee, Hunter County SWAC Alternate, expiration term December 31st, 2026, Paul Muir.
I make that motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
A motion to accept as Senior Citizen Coordinator, expiration of term December 31st, 2026, Robert Kenny.
I make that motion.
Second. All in favor? Motion to accept Municipal Zoning Officer, expiration of term December 31st, 2026, Sarah Knies.
Make that motion.
Have a second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Put the Safety Committee together, motion to accept Safety Advisory Committee Chair, expiration of term December 31st, 2026, Paul Lenzi Jr. Safety Advisory Committee Vice Chair, expiration of term December 31st, 2026, formerly held by Mark Merritt, as Jeff Lee. Safety Advisory Committee, expiration of term December 31st, 2026, Judy Nelson. There's currently one vacancy, and then the final Safety Advisory Committee Deputy Secretary, expiration of term December 31st, 2026. Representative DPW Steve Cole.
I make that motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Health and Safety Coordinator, working with Municipal Board of Health and Senior Citizens, Public Information and Emergency Services, expiration of term December 31st, 2026, Paul Lenzi. Health and Safety Alternate, expiration of term December 31st, 2026, Paul Moore.
I make that motion.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Personnel Technical Support Coordinator, working with the administrative staff, computer, hardware, software, and personnel policy procedure manual, expiration of term December 31st, 2026, Judy Nelson. Personnel Technical Support Alternate, expiration of term December 31st, 2026, Jeff Blay.
I make that motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Finance Coordinator, working with Finance Office, Audit, Tax Lien Sales, Tax Assessor, Tax Collector, Open Space, Preservation and Acquisition, expiration of term December 31st, 2026, Paul Muir. Finance Alternate, with an expiration of term December 31st, 2026, Judy Nelson.
I make that motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
The motion to adopt as Roads Commissioner, working with the Department of Public Works, Municipal Building Maintenance, Community Building Maintenance, Recycling, and Cleanup Days, expiration of term December 31st, 2026. Judy Nelson. Roads Deputy Commissioner, with an expiration of term December 31st, 2026, Paul N.G. Jr.
I make that motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Recreation Coordinator, working with the Recreation Commission, Heritage Park Maintenance, Heritage Park Rules and Regulations, Enforcement, and Playground Maintenance, expiration of term December 31st, 2026, Paul Lenzi Jr.
I make that motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Joint Professional Service Coordinator, working with municipal professionals, local board of education, regional board of education, and municipal court, expiration of term December 31st, 2026, Paul Muir. Joint Professional Service Alternate, expiration of term December 31st, 2026, formerly held by Robert Kenny, Jack Glay.
I make that motion.
Second. In favor?
Aye.
Municipal Planning Board Land Use Coordinator, working with the Municipal Planning Board, Affordable Housing Representative, Environmental Commission, Zoning Official, Master Plan Codification, and update of municipal zoning map, expiration of term December 31st, 2026, formerly held by Jimmy Nelson, Jack Delay.
Make that motion.
Municipal Planning Board Land Use Alternate, expiration of term December 31st, formerly held by Richard Cotton, Judy Nelson.
I make that motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Highland Council Coordinator, expiration of term December 31st, 2026, Judy Nelson, with Highland Council Alternate, expiration of term December 31st, 2026, formerly held by Robert Kenny, Richard Cobb.
I make that motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Is there any reason I can't do a consent agenda on the resolutions?
Well, number 15 was already done
That's all.
earlier, so the rest of them, unless there's discussion, we can do them all as one agenda.
Okay.
Consent agenda.
When I pull for discussion.
Oh, wait. Oh, the authorizing agreement with Laura.
That's a short, it's just a short.
It's 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a motion to adopt resolutions. All resolutions will be enacted in one motion with no separate discussion of these items. Nothing is being removed as part of the consent agenda, so it will be resolutions, 2026-1 designated cash management plan, 2 authorizing investment of idle funds and fund transfer, 3 designating official newspapers, 4 tax collector resolution, 5 tax assessor resolution, 6 check authorization resolution, 7 temporary budget for year 2026, 8 regular meetings of the governing body, 9 appointment of public agency compliance officer for 2026, 10 fiscal affairs, 11 employment and personnel policy manual, 12 tax and assessment searches, 13 tonnage grant application 2025, 14 authorizing tax assessor to file petitions or appeals with the county board of taxation, 15 has already been approved, 16 broker services agreement, 17 established petty cash fund, 18 authorizing signatures for the flexible spending account, 19 R&L payroll services, 20 authorizing contract with Hometown Press to publish the 2026 newsletters, and 21 authorizing agreement with Laura Rory to provide animal control services on a temporary basis.
I make a motion.
Second.
On all those.
All in favor?
Aye.
There being no old business, there is no new business. report of voting body members. I do these based on tenures, and Mr. Glenn, you would be first. Anything you'd like to share this evening?
I'd just like to say thank you for welcoming me. It's a pleasure working with you all. I'm very excited to work for the next 3 years.
Thank you. Excited to work with you as well. Mr. Cotton?
No report.
Go ahead.
That's his comment, what he always does. Just a couple of quick things. I spoke to you earlier, regards to the, Phillipsburg Road Bridge, coming into, off Stafford, that's still closed. Spoke with, Norfolk Southern today, finding out that some of their, apparently that's not their bridge, they have no jurisdiction over that bridge. I believe it's Bloomsbury.
I believe our administrator this morning, did you make contact with the Bloomsbury clerk?
I did not.
Okay.
Okay, so that bridge, that road is still closed, that bridge, state police has closed it right before, Christmas due to multiple holes and some issues going on with the bridge. So it is still closed, we're still trying to figure out what's going on with it, and again, I believe Bloomsbury is the one responsible for that bridge. So, that's kind of where we're working right now with that.
But did I ask, this morning to reach out to the clerk of Bloomsbury? We just had a court meeting with Bloomsbury with their clerk and CFO and mayor and just sharing, I think. We're gonna offer some helping and coordination and trying to put them together with the county as well, so we'll help facilitate, even though it's not our responsibility.
I don't know what the exact damage is with the safety, they say, it could be the same, that bridge has always had issues, that's so old, that when it pops up, it might just be simple.
Well, hopefully, if the concern is if the county ever actually does, they've had the approvals for that
Okay,
expansion, not with the detour route, so it needs to be prepared for that.
so the county knows about it, so, where they're going from there, they haven't gotten back to me.
Lindsay, what was the name of the bridge?
The exact name of it would be,
Or the number?
the Milford Road Historic Bridge
Okay.
that connects on the Stats Road. That's off Milford Road, going over the bridge. Also, I finally got, approval from the state police, that the operation plan is finally approved through the state. So that renewal is done and completed. Chris, I'll send you the signed copy from the state police, so we can keep it on file, whatever you need from there. And then I'm assuming, Chris, do you have a blank copy of the sheet for the first responders to sign? I know you had last year.
The same one from last?
Yeah, it's the same one, just change the date on 2020.
Okay.
And then they'll sign, I'm guessing it's the first reading of February, I'm assuming, correct? That's all to sign off on it. And that's it.
That's awesome.
Nothing tonight.
Report by Township Administrator, this one.
I just wanted to welcome Mr. Clay. Pleasure to get to know you and work with you. And my only report is pet licensing. We're working with getting that all online. That should be within the next couple weeks. So we'll get that going with, we're working on the exceptions. But
Mr. Lindsay pointed out that we already shared it, so that we're committed to making sure it gets
The
done.
mayor posted it online that it would be, so.
is that it?
Can I add one thing?
Yeah.
We're doing, the employee reviews.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No.
Any questions? Nope. Okay. Report of municipal clerk.
To appointments pursuant to NJSA 26:8-17. I, Christine Dispenza, municipal clerk and registrar of Bethlehem Township, do hereby appoint Anita Weingart, deputy clerk, as deputy municipal registrar with a term expiration date of 12/31/2026. And also Ellen Malecki Ruda, municipal clerk and registrar of Union Township, as the alternate deputy municipal registrar with a term expiration date of 12/31/2026. And that's it.
Thank you. I reported mayor, want to welcome Mr. Pletty to the township committee. Had the honor to work with you on the planning board, and I've always respected how you represented yourself and the township and the planning board. And I'm sure we'll continue to bring that knowledge, respect, and work ethic to us here. So I'm excited to see what you add to us as a committee member. So thank you for stepping forward to run and now serving. want to thank the committee for nominating me as mayor again. I don't take this lightly. I know I've been in the seat for a while, but I would say I still very much, excited to do this every year and, come back and work with everybody here.
I can say I didn't nominate you, that wasn't here.
And,
Second.
yeah, good second. But, you know, I think we've put together, we had a staff meeting today and are sharing our staff. We have amazing staff. They're very efficient, they're effective in what they do. I was sharing that, at the end of the year, I don't know, I would say I had a lot of interactions with residents just because of the storms. They're reaching out about, of course, power issues and snow, but they all expressed deep gratitude to our staff for a dedication to customer service. And so I want to thank our staff for that. And I look forward to continuing to work with them to make our government as efficient as it is. We talked about our meetings being efficient last year, and we had to have challenges, as all municipalities in New Jersey do. You know, we continue to fight our healthcare costs. We continue to figure out appropriate planning around affordable housing, stormwater management. We've complied with all of our requirements for the year, but they continue on. And we will do that as a committee and solve those together and make sure that they're done in a responsible manner for all of our residents and always be respectful of their tax dollars. The utmost goal. Thank you for that opportunity to work with all of you again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Then I have a motion to open for public comment.
I make a motion to open a public comment.
Second. Favor?
Aye.
Public comment. Motion. Close public comment?
Make a
Second.
motion.
Oh. Back to you better one.
You got that? Okay, Chris, I briefly made the motion.
So I just second. All in favor of closing public comment?
Aye.
Aye. There are no items for executive session. Can I motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The next meeting is, I believe it's January